I need to spend the night on my boat on the coldest day of the year. You can't buy this level of luxury. Ritz-Carlton ain't got nothing on WEBO. Book your stay now. 17 when I got up this morning, and I think it was even colder than that overnight. Temperature is only getting up to about the 20s. For a guy that owns boats and depends on those boats to make a living, you're gonna have some problems. Boats do not like the extreme cold. Just had a record high tide, a lot of damage to the electrical system at the marina. Breakers are blown and they just keep blowing. You can't get them to hold. You have to put heaters in boats so that the water inside the boats and then the through hulls and in the bilge doesn't freeze and then sink the boat. We can't run all the heaters that we need to, or ice heaters or anything like that, because pretty much most of the electric is all blown out. I now need to spend the coldest night of the year on my boat. Sounds kind of like it might suck. Sort of sounds like something that I might do. Boat I'm gonna be sleeping on is the WEBO, because that's the only boat that has anything even remotely close to a bunk in it. It is not a boat that's made to be slept on. Here in Maryland, it doesn't usually get this cold. Spent most of yesterday trying to break ice up around the boats at the marina because we don't have any ice heaters running right now. Ice can really be an issue, especially in tidal water, because the water's moving in and out, and if the ice gets too thick, starts moving with the tide, it can really damage a boat. You know, all that ice, it's a lot of pressure pushing up against a hull. And my boat's not the only boat there at the marina, so spent a lot of time yesterday trying to break the ice up and trying to keep it at least thin in chunks so it's not just one giant ice sheet. Also, it can freeze around pilings, and then when the tide comes up, it'll pull the piling up out of the mud, and that's when you'll see a lot of crooked piers and stuff after a really bad ice freeze up. And I took a very hard road. 2 months after I turned 18, I moved out of the house and started a business. Knowing nothing, mentally, physically, emotionally, it just wears away at you. And part of the thing that really helped me genuinely was going to therapy. It helped me help myself. And that's why today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an awesome way to access licensed therapists anywhere in the world at any time, online from even your cell phone. So even if you're doing something as dumb as I am, like sleeping on a boat here that's encased in ice, currently trying to break the boat out of the ice, you can still have help even if you don't have diagnosable mental illness. Therapy really just helps you find the tools you need to better yourself. They've helped over 4 million people already. Tell them your situation, and sometimes it's really good just to be able to get out of your own head and have somebody have a different perspective to kind of give you guidance, help you come up with a plan to get through whatever you're going through. Because hey, let's face it, we're all human. We all screw things up. We all make decisions that are bad. I do constantly. And you can get 10% off your first month of BetterHelp by using the link in this description right here. But don't take my word for it. Check out BetterHelp. Better yourself. Here's the Southern girl. I pulled the motor out of her. That's the roof for the boat. She still has through hulls and a bilge that need to be unfrozen. And this is the WEBO. This is where I'll be sleeping tonight. If you have an engine, the biggest danger is that the water inside the engine will freeze and expand and crack the engine block. But the Southern girl doesn't even have an engine in it, but there is still risk. Because in here, so you got the little heater going. All these brass through hulls have water all the way up in them. If the water inside those freezes, those brass through hulls will split. Oh God. Then water will rush into the boat and then we'll sink. Less than ideal. More worried about WEBO, honestly, because it's got a lot of through hulls and things like that. I can't run enough heaters right now to be able to heat the entire bilge just on like extension cords. So I actually have some generators that I'm gonna run on the deck and be able to run power for my heater inside the boat, and also be able to run a couple extra heaters in the bilge tonight, just for the night where it's gonna be super, super, super cold. You can see here, I spent a lot of time yesterday breaking up a lot of this ice, try to free it. Pier is moving again, which is nice, but it's already starting to freeze back up because it was cold last night and it's gonna be really cold again tonight. We'll give the boat a little walk around real quick. That's her 42-foot commercial fishing vessel. She's originally from Barnegat Light, but I bought her and brought her down here to the Chesapeake. See over there on the other side of the tracks, they got ice eaters. And that thing wells up water, keeps the water moving, and wells the warmer water up from the bottom, keeps the ice from forming around their pier. We do not have that luxury, as you can see. So we got to do it the old-fashioned way. If you're not spilling gas all the way down the side of your generator, are you even using a generator properly? Huge shout out to my buddy Todd Serwald at Black Duck Outfitters for letting me borrow his generator for tonight. I got generators. Most of mine either run and they're loud, or they're quiet and they don't run at all. Shout out to Todd, and if you're into hunting ducks like I am, you can book a trip. Just look it up, Black Duck Outfitters or something. And he's the kind of guy that gives you a spare generator. That's a good friend right there. Oh good, there's gas in the plug. I'll be sure to start it right up. Nothing but the essentials with me. So I have a torch and a hammer, or what problem you may need to fix. Sorry, it's so cold, my mouth is not moving as fast as my brain is thinking, which is also not very fast. This is the cabin in here. That's the hatch that goes down where I have the heater. This is where I'm gonna be sleeping. Basically a bunkhouse that's been converted into utilities and tools, but there's one little bunk here, and it's about 1.5 feet wide there and about 2.5 feet wide here, and it's full of slickers and oilskins. So we're gonna see if we can't clean this place up. I did hang some lights in here the other night. We'll get the lights going. We'll try to clean this crap out of here and see if I can't make something that looks like maybe it's livable-ish. I can see my lighting is going to be very reliable. This is probably good practice for the future because I just got married and I have a bad habit of bringing home trucks that don't run, boats that are on the bottom. It's inevitable. One of these days, my old lady's liable to kick me out of the house. I'm just getting some practice in. You know what I've always said is when it comes to buying a house or a boat, you can't crab out of a house, but you can always sleep in a boat. Got the mattress pad. I think this cabin is like smaller than a prison cell. Price is going up. Starting to look like a home. I would say this is the pinnacle of luxury. Comments are going to be full of people that are going to be dying to pay good money to sleep on this fine vessel. Staying at the Ritz-Carlton, it might not look that good, but got memory foam. It's going to remember it being 15 degrees tonight. Hopefully I fixed that antifreeze strip. Hopefully that's not like too downhill and all the blood will rush to my head and I'll die. It looked level enough. Can't see it from my house. Actually, but you can see it from where I'm sleeping. It's a fire extinguisher thing, but if we turn it up like that, it's a lantern hanger. Oh, that's luxury there, baby. Hopefully none of this falls or catches my hair on fire. Hopefully I don't get tangled up in this and that'll be fine. We'll just face this way. I think I can move this bucket of junk, set up the laptop, watch some YouTube. If you're like, excuse me. Got the black lung from the boat. Might want to do something about the giant gaping hole. I have these cushions that are also out of my camper that I'm wondering if I can squeeze them in there like a pillow fort. That's not tragic, but it's not great. That's a lot better than nothing. We're putting some heat in the place. It's kind of cozy, to be honest. I got a little space heater here. It's gonna heat up in here pretty nice. I'm wondering if it's gonna be too hot. Oh no, I'm an idiot. I'm just realizing that for like the 15th time today that I'm really stupid because these are both the same end here. I gotta flip the extension cord around. I'll be right back. All right, we're back with the correct end. We can't have lights and heat at the same time until I get the generator going. This generator is not mine, which is the only thing that makes me think it might actually start. It's running. Even looks like the lights came on. Take my boots off because we're not animals, you know? Oh, that's not bad, really. Maybe I will bring home that 5th boat that doesn't run. Lindsay and Puppy are gonna come, cook some dinner, hang out, and then they're gonna go home, and I'm gonna stay here and make sure that my office doesn't sink. I feel the temperature dropping, and the ice is starting to get thicker. I've been poking it. Something little like a soda could help keep the morale up when you're in a cold situation. Well, here they are. Southern Girl and the WEBO. Reason I will be spending the night here. Keep an eye, make sure that they do not sink. I'm gonna get the generator started, get the lights going, and get the dinner started before Lindsay gets here. I mean, it looks right homey in there. We'll get the grill going. Oh man, I mean, it looks like a regular house in here. Oh, it's warm too. Thermostat says 43. I do actually have pretty decent deck lights out here. Oh, there we go. It's the one with no label. I mean, look at that. She's lit up like a Christmas tree. She looks nice. Ooh, almost slipped and ate it. My bottle of water is frozen solid already. That didn't take long at all. Hopefully the generator stays running. I don't have to use the stove as heat. Been there before. Lindsay and Puppy are here. All right, you want to see the
setup? Oh, wow, that's so cozy. It might actually be warm in there.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, wow, oh, it's warm in here. It's pretty nice. I like the string lights.
Yeah, thank you. Cozy aesthetic. What do you think, Puppy?
So we're hanging out.
She's not loving it. She's used to the lap of luxury. This is, little does she know, this is actually the lap of luxury.
Could be worse.
If I don't sleep here and this boat sinks, then there's no nice warm house for you to sleep in.
That's true.
Kids. That's the best lighter you'll ever buy. It's like camping. Still frozen, but a little more water in there than I thought. We are eating venison steaks from the deer that I got a couple months ago. Venison tomahawk steaks. I'm no chef. I really don't know what I'm doing. So I'm a gentleman. I even brought appetizers.
Bring any salsa?
What? Damn, so hot. This is a struggle meal here. I've eaten this many a time. When I was living on my own at 18 when I moved out, I would eat a lot of instant mashed potatoes because you could eat it for like nothing. It was almost like somebody owed you money for eating that.
Mmm. Nothing like a cold Coke on a cold night.
There you go.
Ooh, yummy. Well, if we had to flee the country for some reason, I guess we could make it work.
Family dinner in the hull of the WEBO.
Have you ever like fully explored what all was in here?
When we did ghost pots, we were really bored. Yeah, I was like crawling all in and out of this thing, just checking it out.
Are they doing ghost pots again this year?
No, I hear they're not. I even brought dessert. My favorite candy, I think, in the world is the big blue gummy sharks from Candy Kitchen in Ocean City. Comfort food. When we were kids and we would go to the ocean with my grandparents, they would get us these, and but not many of them, so I would eat them sparingly. I would eat the fins and the tail and the head off, and so we had to make them last. And I have this one rock solid gummy shark left that I've been saving for a special occasion. I don't know if it's rock solid because it's frozen or because it's like a week old.
No, mine's definitely rock solid.
Oh.
Ooh.
It might be a cold night. We're so warm. What are you gonna do tonight?
Lay in bed and watch a movie or something.
I thought we could watch Titanic. Thanks for coming back. I'll be home in the morning.
Alright.
I'm gonna check the gas of the generator and then get this place locked down, check the through holes. Hope the boat doesn't sink with me in it. It's not uncommon for guys to spend the night on their boats, especially during storms. All the times you think you would never want to be near a boat is all the times that fishermen have to spend time on their boats. Part of the reason I'm so worried about it is because I have not owned this boat through a winter yet. I don't really know what to expect with this boat. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fine. I also thought that about my house and I spent the whole day trying to fix pipes that froze. Guess we'll get settled in. I guess this is about as settled in as you can get. You have two options here. You either stand or you lay down. It could be a long night. It's actually kind of nice. Well, I mean, I haven't slept yet, but it's not warm. You know, I was actually talking to a buddy of mine, Jake Jacobs, who builds boats. That's Jake on the Outlaw. Look at that maneuver. And he is dying to take this boat and turn it into a crabbing boat. I'm almost about to let him. You know, the two biggest issues with the WEBO is that it drafts too much and it doesn't turn well. The least nimble boat that ever exists. But he thinks he can cut a lot of boat off the keel and lighten up the top side and put a bigger rudder on it. And this would be an awesome crab boat. And I think I might agree with it. Drop a comment. What do you think? Should I take the WEBO and try to cut it into a proper crab boat? Or should I just try to find a different boat? So many questions. So much draft. So cold. Everything is cold and drafty. Guess I'm gonna try to get to bed pretty early. I'm watching a Whistling Diesel video right now with surround sound with this turtle box. I'd say where it's like 60 degrees in here, which is like not that bad. I'm sitting here thinking, looking at this boat. I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am, be able to have a boat like this, be married to Lindsay, and to be able to do what I love to do with a creative outlet. Even if I am freezing in the bilge of a boat so it doesn't sink, life could be worse. And I appreciate every one of you watching. Part of what makes this possible. You gotta check out that Whistling Diesel video too. That was probably the best videos ever made. The Komatsu, a guy after my own heart. I tell you what, that whole video really spoke to me. I can hear sheets of ice bumping up against the hull. It's like it'll be totally silent, and then the boat will just go. God bless Lindsay. That's a good woman right there. It takes one hell of a woman to marry a guy that is like me. Any real fisherman will tell you, it's not just a job, it affects every facet of your entire life. And so the women that have to marry fishermen have to be of a certain breed. I don't know how she got here on Earth, from heaven. Thank goodness she did, because I'd be hard pressed to find another woman to put up with my antics, and I appreciate her and I love her. So I'm sitting here freezing my butt off trying to go to sleep, and then I realized this porthole was open. I was like, why is it not getting warmer in here? So I closed the porthole and it's gotten significantly warmer. It's like there's this other hole that I have that used to be where autopilot was, but the previous owner took it out of here and put it on another boat. I bet that's not real efficient. Operation plug the 4x4 hole. I gotta find something in here. Oh my gosh, the floor is so cold. I think this oil filter is actually pretty close. Look at that. That's not bad. Wad some paper towels up, shove them in the corners. Look at that. That's pretty much fixed. It's finally got it up to 49 degrees in here. It gets like 10 degrees colder from here down. Here's the hatch covered in snow. If I had to stay in here for more than a night, I think you'd go crazy. Check this out. Here's the steering. It's hydraulic, but not powered hydraulic. And here's a bicycle pump, because you can pressurize the system with the bicycle pump. That's the air bleeders for it. This boat was built by somebody that really was a craftsman. I mean, this thing is heavy duty. Every one of these is beefed up with a stainless carriage bolt. And I mean, look at these ribs. They're like all cut on an angle. I mean, this thing looks brand new. Everything's covered in resin. I mean, this boat is in remarkably good shape for being from the 80s. I mean, really a pretty boat. I have to pee so bad. I do not feel like going out there. I think I'm going to. That is gonna suck. Oh my gosh, it's so stinking cold out here. Everything looks fine, still frozen. Everything's floating. Don't hear any alarms. The door never shuts. Come on. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how warm it actually is in here. Life's just kind of an adventure. If you think about it like a tent, it's a very nice tent. Not a nice hotel room, but this is a very nice tent. That's how you gotta think about it. I'll see you in the morning. Can't even turn it off. There we go. Oh, come on. Went for a dramatic ending there and ended with an awkward silence. All right, so the generator just shut off. I assume it ran out of gas. Immediately got cold in here. So I have two options. I can either get up, go put more gas in it. It's not gonna make it through the night, I don't think. Or I can try to switch this heater to the plug that's plugged into shore, but I'm afraid I can't run it as high as I want because I'll blow the breaker. I don't know what to do. I really don't want to go out there. I'm so tired. Everything in me wants to just switch this plug over. That's the lazy way to go. It's risky because if I screw that up, then I'm really screwed. I'm gonna try it. We got heat back. I'm gonna turn it down, so I'm running it not at full blast anymore, which I don't know if it's gonna keep up. It is seriously freaking freezing in here. Hope the breaker doesn't blow. It's 5:39. Slept okay. 46 in the boat here. But everything was fine. There's no alarms. Bilge heaters ran without blowing the breaker, and my heater in here ran without blowing the breaker, so I'd say it's a win. I do not feel like getting up though because it is really cold. Survived the coldest night of the year. Ooh. It's chilly. I guess we'll go check, see what the outside world looks like. Oh wow, it's snowing outside. Look at that. It's really coming down. All the rest is ice. This was inside and it was still frozen. Check out the scene. Generator definitely did not make it. It is frigid out. Oh, nice. This is all gonna dump all over my seat, I bet. Nice. Sweet. It's freezing out. This thing just started right up. Made it through the night. Didn't sink. The Southern girl, she didn't sink either. This is a proper breakfast here. Tomahawk steak. Driving to go duck hunt in the morning. That's a snow day there today, huh? Haven't seen that in Pasadena, Maryland in a little while.